at first, don't have too much of a plan. Like, just kind of go into it. Like, especially if you just start, like, let's say you're really young and you, like you have this idea, you want to be like in the UFC, you want to be a fighter, you want to do MMA. Great. I'd say find a gym, find a coach that you really like and stick with him. And I hear so many stories, like Chael Sonnen talks a lot about this. You know, he used to be part of something called Team Quest, which doesn't exist anymore. But it used to be him, Randy Couture, and Dan Henderson.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just like the three of them.
Wow.
And eventually it became a big gym. You know, a bunch of other people, like from like the first Ultimate Fighter, like Chris Levin came in, and I think Stephen Bonner might have been part of it as well. I could be wrong about that. But what ended up happening, Chael said, is that a lot of guys would be approached by other gyms. And these gyms would be like, hey, like, we'll give you, you know, special treatment. We'll give you like special amenities, and we have like the best coaches and the best training partners. If you leave your gym and come with us, then you know, we're going to take you as far as you can go. But a lot of times guys do that and then they fall short. You know, Chael Sonnen, he obviously didn't win a championship, but Dan Henderson did, and at least in Pride, and Strikeforce 2, and also Randy Couture. I mean, notoriously like amazing amazing fighter. And I think loyalty is like so important, because you need to kind of bond with the people you're around, and you need to bond with that coach. And if you are just kind of like a wayfaring person who just doesn't want to stick, you know, who wants to, like, I look at like Johnny Walker, for example. You know, he started in Brazil, then he went to another gym. Now he's like an SBG in Ireland, and it's like he's never going to reach the top because he doesn't look at his mistakes and look internally. I feel it's like, oh, it's the gym, that's the reason I'm failing. It's like, no, it's not. You know, and you can make it anywhere. I truly believe, you know, just surround yourself with the right people. Just really take a good, almost clinical look at yourself and be like, okay, here are my weaknesses. Here are my strengths. Here's what I need to work on, and work on your coaches with that. You know, so many guys think like, oh, I got to go to American Top Team. I got to go to Extreme Couture in Vegas. You know, a lot of Hawaiians too, you know, like they leave Oahu, they leave and go to like I said, like American Top Team or Extreme Couture. And I'm thinking like, I mean, if that works out for you, great. But at the same time, like, one, you're leaving your home, which I feel is always tough. I mean, I left my home, but that was out of my own volition. And at the same time, like, are you really getting that much better because of that? Like, because you go to a nicer facility with more people? Like, I could understand if it's like, oh, I like the coach more, or oh, there's more training partners that mesh with me well, maybe more my size, you know, for example. I've been lucky because, you know, even though I'm tall, like there are guys who are tall, like you, or like at the boxing gym, or even at my Muay Thai gym, like there's guys who are around my size. So that's perfect. That's what I need. But if you're just like but anyway, back to your original question. Sorry. Yeah. Like,
no worries.
Just find a gym you like, find a coach you like, that you mesh with, that will be critical of you, that will tell you the harsh truth, and someone you can trust to throw in the towel when you are losing a fight. That's a big thing for me.
That's big too.
If the coach knows you well enough to know, okay, he can't win this fight, I don't want him to take any extra damage, throw in the towel. Like, there needs to be that trust there. You know, they need to watch out for each other, and not just have it as a business thing. That's the gym. But as far as like lifestyle, I mean, I feel like a lot of that stuff people already know. You know, it's like, eat properly. If you don't know how to eat properly, go on the internet. You know, there's so much, there's so many resources. It's free, you know, on YouTube. There's so many free resources. And, you know, just if you really want to like count calories, or like take a log of all the things you eat and how it affects you, great. I don't think you have to go that far, but there's always something more you can do. But at the same time, don't let that overwhelm you. You know, it's like, have fun with it is also my other like big piece of advice. Like, if you're not having fun, like, one thing that happens a lot, it's happened to me, it's happened to every fighter, I feel. It's like they'll really enjoy it at first, and then a few months will go by, and then they'll start to plateau, and then they'll kind of lose interest in it. They'll stop showing up to practice as often, and they aren't really passionate about it anymore. When that happens, I tell people to either take 2 weeks off, because then you'll realize, and if you take that 2 weeks off and you realize, oh, I'm bored, I want to go back into the gym, it's so refreshing to come back, and at the same time, dive into different sports. I'm lucky because I've got a boxing gym, a jiu-jitsu gym, and a Muay Thai gym. Like, I'm never bored. Like, there's always something new to learn.
Something to do.
And I mean, and the nice thing about MMA, especially if you're like really into it, and if you watch the fights and you pay attention to the sport, is that when you go to a gym, everyone's like that. Everyone's paying attention to the sport. Everyone's got a favorite fighter. Everyone's got like dreams and ideals. Like, it's like an automatic friendship pass. It's like, I could go to a gym like in Singapore and just be like, man, you see the one championship card that's coming up, and then they'll be like, it's crazy, and it's like, we're friends already. It's like, we've known we had that shared experience. And so bottom line, for a new fighter, find a gym and a coach that you like, that you're willing to stay, that you are going to be loyal to each other. If you do plateau, or if you do get bored or just kind of sick of it, don't be afraid to take a 2-week break and try other disciplines too, whatever interests you, and have fun with it. That's at the end of the day. Those are my 3 pieces of advice.
I like that.